Jolly good, thanks Andy. So good
That's
morning
that.
everybody. You also got some colleagues on from Siemens today. So you've got myself, who is not coming on the screen at the minute. This was a good start. So you got myself, Matt Handley. I am the product manager for continuous motion. Within Siemens, continuous motion is our variable speed drive platform. We have continuous and discontinuous motion. So today I'm going to discuss, present, launch the G115D. It's our latest product to marketplace. It's a specific drive, decentralized drive in our very vast portfolio of products. On the call today, we also have James Bell, who's the sales specialist for the North, and we have Ian Steer, who's our sales specialist for our gear motor units, because this product really kind of sits across two of our platforms really, and our already sort of diverse platform really as motion control. Obviously, Siemens as a business, we have a lot more fingers in many pies, but the bit that we all work for is this motion control element. So you see here that globally 20,000 employees, so we're not a small company, and that portfolio covers off the SINAMICS range, which is our CNC controllers, SINAMICS, which is what we're going to discuss today, which is G115D, comes under our SINAMICS range. Siemens, which is our motor portfolio, and then SIMAGEAR, which I said is the one that Ian Steer looks after as well. And G115 really, you'll see as we go through, kind of covers off two of those, SINAMICS and the SIMAGEAR portfolio. So for all things motion, we truly are this one-stop shop, and we are a global leader, always at the forefront of technology, and always supporting our customers. No matter how big or how small, always supporting our customers with cutting-edge products and support. Let's break that down a little bit further. So G115D we're going to discuss today, and you'll see a little image of it in this distributed drives part here, but our portfolio really kind of goes across the plane. So we have what we call standard performance drives, which is our kind of basic V20. It's our sort of low cost but still good performance drive, fits in the kind of palm of your hand. And then we have that range going through to drives which are as big as the wall behind you, up to 1.2 megawatt. Actually, we go up to 4.7 megawatt in 690 volts. So we did go through some high powers. So we have these kind of what we call standard performance drives, which is the V20 range. And then we have the kind of G platform, so G120, G120C, 130, 150 in there. I'm not going through all those today, but that's what you're getting is a very scalable platform. You also got distributed drives, so we have more specific products which are kind of mount at or mount on applications, which is what we're going to discuss today. We have industry specific drives, G120X, which is our fan pump solution. So this really has a lot of parameters, features, functions inside it which are specific for fans, pumps, wet break detection, cavitation detection, deragging and such like. And then we have a servo drive platform, which is our V93 S120, so sort of basic servo through sort of very high end, sort of very complicated interpolation activity going on with S120. Then we have the sort of high performance stuff here, which is 150 and 120. So you can see a vast range of products, which the markets are operating in. We are number one globally in the markets are operating, so very successful, and I'm sure you're aware of that. But we are here today to talk about the G115D. Why? Because it's our latest and greatest. It was launched back in January this year in the UK, October globally, but we delayed it into January in the UK for many reasons. And we are now seeing some great success with this. So the uptick in customer inquiries and sales of this is way beyond what we expected. We're blowing targets out of the water at the minute because it really is hitting lots of sweet spots. So I'll give you a short break of my monotonic voice, and I'll just let Kirsty play the first video, please, which I think is one main, which is a marketing video for G115D, and it brings out some of the key features, which I'll break down as we go through the presentation. So Kirsty, if you could play the first video, please. Brilliant. It works well. That's good. Technology works. It's good when it works. So if you make me presenter again, please. Case would be appreciated. It's really good. And just, I think you can see my screen. I can see my screen, so that's good. Okay, so you can see where the marketing budget's gone on our iPhone-esque G115D video. So I think it showed there. You know, I reiterate, this is a specific drive for conveyor type applications where you have the mount on solution, which is you mount the drive onto the gear motor, specifically a Siemens gear motor, or we mount it at the conveyor and then onto any third party motor, asynchronous motor or permanent magnet motor. So when we designed this product, it wasn't just blindly designed. We look like to tell a story really why this product was designed, and we're looking at it from a perspective of the customer. So put yourself in the customer's position, and a lot of the challenges we see and a lot of challenges that we face, we know G115D has been designed for and certainly exceeds. So the main one really is the need for a control system that's easy to install and manage. Now, I'm hoping that you are aware of Siemens as a business and what we offer and our sort of go-to-market strategy with our tier portal solution. And if not, then there's a great video I'm going to show in a couple of minutes to show the power of connection. Sorry, the power of integration. Forgive me. So it's that need for control system that's easy to install and to manage. These don't go in nice ambient sort of 20 degrees, 30 degrees conditions where it's all clean. If it's mounted at conveyor, it's going to be subject to maybe some liquid, maybe some dirt, but certainly temperature extremes as well. And we've seen from the video at least that we can go down to -30, we can go to +55 as well. So we really got a wide swing of temperatures on the G115D. Of course, when we're putting these into applications, there's lots of copper and iron going into there, which you're going to use energy, of course it is. So you're bound to have concerns about the carbon footprint. So we'll see how we've designed this to be very energy efficient. Cabling is of course a concern as well. We're talking lots of these, we're talking 100, 200, 300, we just an application for an airport in China for 2,500 of these. So you can see that the numbers start to grow rapidly, and you got to make sure that cabling is cut down to a minimum. So how does G115D achieve that? And of course, safety is sort of paramount really. Where we're putting these into, they tend to be open conveyors, so making sure that the safety system that we use on the drive is robust, secure, and again easy to use. So let's take a look first at how this drive will help you to reduce commissioning time, because the big value proposition we have as a business, I said before, is our integration. We know that we can use third-party products. We know that we can try to get 3 different devices talking non-natively together and spend a lot of time with 3 different software packages, making sure the cabling's okay, having to make special cables up possibly. It can be a real pain. The beauty of coming to Siemens and buying into the tier platform and to PROFINET is it's one cable that plugs into any device, and then one programming software that allows you then to program all devices together. So I'm going to play, at least Kirsty will play for me another video, which will be my colleague, Virtual C. Roberts. So C. Roberts is one of our applications guys for drives. He actually heads up the applications team for our drives engineers. And he will now discuss with you the merits and the benefits of using tier platform. So please play the video, Kirsty.
Thanks, Matt. You've already highlighted some of the key challenges facing our customers in the target industries of the G115D. So let's take a deeper look at some of the technical features to address this. The G115D makes use of pre-made, tried and tested plug-and-play cables, which can greatly reduce installation times. Not only that, it limits the risk of wiring mistakes, whilst also complying with the relevant wiring standards. We can also take benefit from the flexible wiring from the 3 sides. In comparison to a third-party drive system, the G115D allows for the seamless integration into the TIA system, which dramatically reduces the setup times. Integration gives the benefits of easy to follow graphical setup wizards, pre-programmed and system tested blocks, integrated safety function, and the motor mounted version is parameterized to the factory to match the connected motor and gearbox. And due to the nature of a distributed drive system, the G115D can be mounted anywhere in the factory. To reduce downtime, taking advantage of zero engineering diagnostics is key. Diagnostic information is passed seamlessly from the drive up to the PLC. Taking advantage of the network drive, not only do we get the diagnostic information to the PLC, we also get the status of the repair switch and the local remote control on board the G115D. In addition, the status of the I/O on board the drive is pre-mapped onto the network. Taking advantage of this, we can utilize onboard I/O to control field sensors and actuators. This removes the need for extra modules and remote I/O stations, which reduces complexity, field components, and also the cost of the system. Within interlogistics, baggage handling, automotive, food and bev, we are looking at conveyor technologies. So the G115D has the conveyor technologies built in. This could be for corner turntables with lifts, or travel trolleys. Having these functions built in on board eliminates network latency, giving the required repeatability when stopping. All can be easily set up in Start Drive or the Smart Access module. Let's take a look how the G115D can help with commissioning challenges. We already benefit from network routing, which allows us to access and make changes to the drive from almost anywhere. This is fantastic, but what if we need to make the same changes to multiple drives? Openness allows Siemens purely using which enhances integration even further. One of my favorites is edit parameters in several drives. You simply enter the changes, select some or all of the drives, and then one click, it's all done, massively reducing commissioning times from hours to minutes.
So, due to the ease of integration, the ease of installation, the brand new G115D gives benefits of shorter startup times and reduced flexibility, therefore saving time, which will drive down costs.
Brilliant. Let me present again, please, Kirsty. Fantastic. So go over there by Stephen, some of the key points he picked out, and said before that the value of the integration versus connection. The fact that we can use the onboard I/O of the drive, it's got 6 inputs, which you can have as 4 inputs, 2 outputs, so you can configure those freely. But we can drive those from the PLC and map them back into the PLC as free I/O. So if this drive goes out in the field, we don't then actually need lots of I/O stations, which can be expensive, and again, you're going to kind of wire those back. Openness, the fact that we can program many drives with the same data. So if I've got 100 drives on the network and I want to say all those 100 drives now need the same acceleration, deceleration, and maximum speed time, if that's individual, that's a lot of time I've got to burn doing that. With openness, I can simply say this drive, this drive, this drive, or all of the drives, have this information, bang, and it's gone down the line straight away. So some real, some fantastic features there. Tier integration itself, of course, is a big time saver, but period and function blocks, you haven't got to sort of start writing hard coding things. Periods and function blocks are there, and. So one of the other concerns that was raised when you're sort of looking at designing the conveying system was safety. So how do I make sure safety is simple yet robust? So I'm going to play you the final of my trilogy of videos, and this is colleague James Cottle. So James Cottle works in the sort of same teams as Steve does. He would discuss with you now the key advantage we have in safety, and it's a unique proposition we have as a business, as Siemens in the safety world, and it really does, again, so it's all about saving you, the customer, time and money. So please, Kirsty, play the last of the 3 videos.
So recently, I was asked about the new SINAMICS G115D drives and how this can benefit our customers. And for me, a great feature of this drive, as well as all the SINAMICS G drives really, is that you can get them with safety integrated, meaning you can hardwire safety signals like e-stops directly into the drive control unit for safe shutdown. But what's really cool about this is that you can send these safe signals back to a centralized PLC via PROFINET. So in a distributed drive application, like conveyors, where you're bound to have e-stops dotted around the system, to reduce electrical complexity, you could just be wiring those e-stops directly into its nearest drive. And PROFINET will send those signals back to the centralized PLC, where a little bit of safety logic means whenever one of those e-stops is pressed, it won't just shut down the drive but any drives you wish to group it with. Plus, with diagnostics integrated in our safety application code with ProDiag, you can get alarm messages automatically generated to conveniently pop up on the HMI and tell you exactly which e-stop was pressed. Don't believe me that this application works? I can prove to you it works because I've tested it with my digital twin tools as well. So this is showing you the benefits of having integrated motion, integrated safety, integrated diagnostics in your applications, and coupled with digitalization means that you can reduce complexity, reduce risk, and bring a lot of efficiencies into your applications. We like to call it totally integrated automation and digital enterprise.
Thank you. Forgive the video there for being a bit jerky. It's obviously difficult when you're trying to present over different mediums. The video itself normally is okay, but just bandwidth, etc. So, but I think you got the message here really that our safety approach in the marketplace is unique. It's invaluable really. We don't need safety relays. We can just simply hardwire any stop straight back into the drive and either have it stop itself under safe talk off, or we can then map that back over PROFINET and stop several drives as well. So a real big advantage there. Again, it's that kind of time and money thing and the integration piece, which I think I've hammered home enough now, to be honest with you. So the other concern we had, of course, was robustness, reliability, and energy efficiency as well. So the kind of three pillars, let's say, for success really are covered along here. So obviously this is going to go into these kind of, say, environments which necessarily aren't always necessarily clean, aren't necessarily at ambient temperatures. And we have a product. We had a product in the marketplace, G110. And what we see with that is there was a big customer demand really to get more kind of extreme temperature ranges. That was covered off to -15, but really we see a lot of freeze applications are down to -30. So good news is G115D operates between -30 and it's actually +55. There's a mistake on the PowerPoint slide, which at some point I must get around to changing. As these drives are mounted at or on the conveyor, they may be subject to the ingress of dust and liquid, and the G115D is rated to IP66, where it's a wall mount version, and the PCBs are also coated as well. So there's a layer of lacquer on there to stop the ingress of dirt, and that's actually to a 3C2 norm. There's 3C2 and 3C3. For extra protection, we can also double coat the gear motor part as well to stop the ingress and obviously to become more reliable. What we don't have is we don't have the ability, where we say food and beverage, we haven't got smooth motors, so we can't go into the sort of wet side of food and beverage. It's the kind of dry side of food and beverage we're talking about really. And of course, you know, this is built to our unrelenting quality standards as a business. Siemens, we put products out there which is highly reliable in the marketplace. One thing James mentioned was digitalization, and it's a buzzword that we tend to throw about quite a bit, but really how can G115D kind of help you on that digitalization journey? Well, the good news is all parameters of G115D can be pushed natively to MindSphere. MindSphere is our cloud-based app via PROFINET. This can be monitored and analyzed by Analyze My Drives app. So this gives the customer simple condition monitoring solution without need for any extra hardware, and actually now to buy into MindSphere is free of charge. And then per asset, I think it's a very low cost. You sort of can pounds to get into per asset into MindSphere. With a huge surge in online shopping, of course, maybe that's going to sort of wane a little bit, but certainly we saw during the pandemic this huge uptick in online shopping. Conveyor uptime is essential to ensure goods can be shipped in a timely manner. Obviously, what you want to get is your Amazon product the next day, or you want to make sure your baggage comes off and comes to you while you're standing there waiting for your luggage. Everybody else has got theirs. Being able to predict failures before they occur is vital really to maximising conveyor uptime. So beauty of our condition monitoring system, this kind of digitalization piece really, is the fact that we have something that is very scalable. So if we take the fact that the parameters can be pushed natively into MindSphere, so we've got data already in the drive, we've got kilowatts, we've got current, we've got torque, voltage and such like. So we've got that information which we can push into MindSphere, and we can start to do some basic monitoring on Analyze My Drives. If you want to go a step further, we have what we call a Connect for 100 box. So Connect for 100 box simply is a box which sits on the side of the motor here and starts to bring in temperature, vibration, thrust, that sort of thing. So we start to get more information about our geared motor as to what's happening. We can start to do some planned predictive maintenance. What we don't want to do is obviously these things to fail. What we want to know before time they're going to fail, and then do intelligent maintenance versus sort of unplanned maintenance and things stopping. We also have a full-blown condition monitoring system, our CMS system, where we can apply sensors at several points on the motor and the drive to get the kind of full vibration analysis. We talk about cloud an awful lot, so we say that a lot of this work is done in the cloud. People don't always like cloud. They always see it's their data going somewhere they can't control. So you're pleased to know that we now are able to do this at the edge. So we have edge PCs now, which can do condition monitoring. So we have Analyze My Drive's edge. So an edge basically is a dedicated box that sits at the edge of your network, and then the information then can be processed in there, and then real-time data given back to you, the user. You can also share that with the cloud, so you can do some information, some analysis in the edge box, and then push the rest of it to the cloud for other people to get access to, should you so desire. And we're now seeing that edge technology not only be in sort of a special box, now that's coming down to our drive platform as well. So over the coming next couple of years, you'll start to see a lot more from Siemens in terms of edge technology, where we have it on board PLCs built into drives, etc. That's coming soon. So digitalization gives us that kind of comfort blanket as well, if you will, that we've got then this kind of built-in plant reliability, and that's gained through measuring. So you measure, you understand, and you gain insight. Insight's invaluable. Monitoring really is checking against what you've kind of measured and gain intelligence. The mitigating really is kind of putting in place your mitigation strategies, so you're acting to reduce failures. That can also help as well on your stock holding. So you know the days of having a stores full of motors, bearings, drives, where it may fail, it's been sat on the shelf for 4 years, is it any good? Really start to implement more of these intelligent maintenance strategies. You can start to say, I'm going to operate a pseudo just-in-time solution, so I can start to detect when things are going to fail, and then order the bearings up, order the motor up, or order the drive up ahead of time, so it's there on the shelf and it's not been sat there for 2 years and not quite sure what the quality of it is. With this drive brought to market, of course, you want that's again that arm around you from Siemens to say that we'll look after you. So you're pleased to know that we offer up to 4 years warranty. Standard is 18 months, but you get 6 months anyway, free of charge if you register it, and then you can buy either 1 year or 2 years extended coverage, and that is between 3 and 5% of the list price of the drive. It's insanely low as a cost, and if you're putting lots of these in and it's a critical plant, then you get the full global warranty. And it's not some hybrid warranty; it's a full global warranty. You'll see from Siemens, so that allows you to obviously ensure availability, reduce your costs, maybe your stock holding costs, and optimize your asset management. Energy efficiency, we covered that off as well. You know, one of the concerns was that I'm putting all these motors on my system, my gear motors on my system. You know, my energy bill is going to go through the roof now. Of course, you know, we haven't got the sort of magic bullet that's no energy, but we can reduce that down certainly, and we can get to IE4 plus levels of efficiency. A lot of people are saying i5 at the minute. I don't know why, because it doesn't exist. i5 it actually hasn't been released as a norm yet, so how you can comply to a norm that isn't actually in the certainly comply to IE4 and beyond IE4. We go beyond the limits of IE4 as an efficiency norm on the motor. So we do that through in our portfolio of motors. We have of course async motors, then we have our sync reluctance solution as well. Sync reluctance, but it sits on the same form factor as this motor will. It offers benefits as well because it's a lighter rotor, so it's more dynamic, less inertia, so you can have better acceleration times, better stopping. So it's all around a kind of IE3 cost. So it becomes a no-brainer for this application, really. So definitely worth considering when you're looking at energy efficiency as one of your drivers. Of course, you can also buy the IE3 solution as well. So one technical slide, that's it. I'm not going to now dazzle you with those technical features and benefits. I think we've kind of covered those really. I think the key points really technically are the power range, 0.37 to 4 kilowatt for the motor mount version, and 0.37 kilowatt to 7.5 kilowatt for the wall mount version, which is obviously on the right hand side. Protection rating, IP66 with no for the wall mount version. Operating temperature, again, it's -60 plus 55. Communication, of course, PROFINET is built in, and we'd always like to use PROFINET where able, but we also appreciate there may be a third party controller on there, so we also support Ethernet IP and ASI or good old IO sort of start, stop and fixed speeds. We also support that as well. Where is it designed for? Really kind of 4 key industries, but we know that within that there's lots of OEM machines, and we're seeing a lot of sort of novel uses for this. We're seeing some into water applications or pumping applications. So people are kind of really bought into the key benefits that the product can give, but the kind of 4, I guess, key marketplaces really are intralogistics, airports, food and bev, and automotive. But in that whole ecosystem of those 4 verticals, there's a lot of conveying applications and pumping applications as well, to be fair. So let's start to wrap these things up a little bit. So some of the new features of this drive and sort of the feature benefits really are the modular concept. What I mean by that, actually mean that this electronic box here, which if something's going to fail electronically, it's going to be this. Obviously, we don't want it to fail, and these things are designed to last. But should the worst happen and this box fail, if you have a mixture on site of wall mount and motor mount, you only need to hold the one box because it fits onto both, which is a good advantage. Wiring flexibility wise, from the video, if you remember a little back on the video, we show that we can wire it from the sort of 3 sides, so we can come in and we can daisy chain. So what you don't want to do obviously is have a decentralized system and then put one cable from the control panel to the first drive, then back to the control panel of the second drive, and etc. etc. The beauty of this product is you can daisy chain in and out, so you can go from one drive to the next. And daisy chain obviously depends on the power, it depends on how many you can daisy chain. Physically, it's a smaller product now, so we know that in the marketplace we have some key competitors. One such is HW, our friends at SW, but what we've seen really is that this product absolutely blows them out of the water for the integration piece, and we are physically comparable to that product as well. Better mains behavior, it's not so important if you've got a few drives on there, but if you've got 2,500 like the ones going to China, then power factor can be an influencer. So this drive has a better power factor closer to unity. Easy to use. One thing Steve showed you was in his video was that starter drive integration. If you use your starter drive, then it's a no-brainer for you. If you're not, then it's very easy still because it's all pre-written, it's all macro based, so you're not having to get your manual out and program this P1, P2, P3, P74, P406 to get it working. It's macro based, everything is graphical. You can program it from your mobile phone as well, so you can use the Smart Access module, so plug in Wi-Fi device, and then on your phone then you get these kind of pre-written screens, and within 5 screens then you've got this thing fully working. So that's very easy to use, and we can, if you wanted to ever see that demonstration wise of any of this, of course, then we can come along and show you that, because the proof of the pudding is obviously in the eating. Communication, of course, PROFINET, built-in PROFINET, and PROFISAFE as well, the ability to then send back safety over the network. Diagnosis-wise, you've got these onboard LEDs, so you can see, saw the video, we've got a wide range of LEDs to give us lots of information locally, so I'm going to walk back to the HMI and find out what's going on. Safety standard, safe talk off, the ability to have that E stop Y straight in, or to use the onboard IO then to map that back to save yourself field IO, and of course down to -30 for freezing applications. Globally, it's designed to work all over the world. Again, back to the video, so we've got the global certification, motor availability, it's a global motor, so it can work anywhere in the world. We can achieve IE4, we can also achieve this IES norm as well, so IES2, which is a motor drive standard, so we can achieve the highest levels of that, and the standards we comply to obviously 61800 and 60034 and their various parts. Built-in brake holding, so it's got a built-in brake holder. It's also got a built-in brake relay, forgive me. It's also got a built-in braking resistor as well, which you can, if you want to, you can choose to have a high braking resistor for different braking. And performance-wise, with a synchronous reluctance, what you're getting is a more dynamic solution. So you've got low inertia, which allows us then to do some sort of quite accurate open loop positioning with sensorless vectors. So maybe you don't actually need an encoder for some of the stuff that you're doing. Oops. So to support this, we also speak of digitalization, lots of digital tools as well to support this. You can fully size it in our online tier selection tool. Just Google tier selection tool, then you can size the drive and choose the drive that you want. DT configurator is more specific. So DT configurator isn't really a sizing tool. DT configurator is, I know what I want. I know I want a 4 kilowatt gear motor solution, so I'm just going to generate a part number. So that's DT configurator. Again, Siemens DT configurator. You'll find that it's all free of charge. Within DT configurator, you can get E-plan drawings, you can get PDFs, you can get 3D models. It's all there available to you. So you can either go in there with a part number that you know and put it in, or you can generate a part number, then send that to Underwoods to order. Of course, Start Drive integration. So Start Drive is our commissioning software, and it either stands as standalone, so it can work outside of Tier Portal, or it can work as a plug-in to Tier Portal, then fully integrates into that world as well. Samaris allows you to do network calculations for cable sizing and that sort of stuff. And if you've got control panels, and it allows you to look at your control panel cooling and such like. And then SINAMICS module is really the plug-in device, which allows you to program it from your mobile phone as well. So just to wrap up, I think I'm in time good. So easy to use, very robust as a product, obviously bound to -80 up to +55. It's built Siemens quality. Integrated communication, so fit for digitalization. Again, it's a buzzword, but I've given you some examples already of digitalization. The condition monitoring piece, free of charge, use the data, you may as well use it. Dedicated for conveying applications, although we have been a bit off piste and used it on a pumping application recently very successfully. And of course, the built-in safety integration with SafeTalkOff and PROFISAFE as standard. And that's me. So if you wish to get hold of me, we don't hide behind desks, behind help desks. We're not faceless people. You've seen my faces. I'll come back on camera in a second. If you wish to contact me, then it's matt.handley@siemens.com. You also got Ian Steer on the call, who's our gear motor specialist. Ian.Steer, funnily enough, at siemens.com. And also got James Bell. Guess what? James.Bell@siemens.com. So James is your sales specialist for the north. So we're not hide away. You can contact us. All advice is free up to the point of where you've commissioned it and you want us to come on site and do some sort of aftermarket, after sales, and that's obviously a cost, but anything pre-sales is free of charge. So you've got the support of Underwoods, the fantastic support of Underwoods, and then you also got the backing then of a manufacturer in Siemens. So at this point, I will thank you for your time, and I'll open the floor to any questions. So thank you.